Now, what is food and beverage service? Food and beverage service is serving food to the guest and presenting it in a hospitable manner. Food is cooked in the kitchen and is served to the guest in a hospitable manner. Everything you need is to be presentable. The food should be presentable, the staff should be presentable, and you should be friendly with the guests. If you have these qualities of getting good with everyone, my opportunity you have to go through F&B or food and beverage service. Thank you.
I'm Chef Prashant Machado, Food Production Head at NIHM, National Institute of Hospitality Management, Vasai. Food production is a department which is involved in preparation of food, a process in which raw materials are cooked, combined and transferred to make a dish. The scope of food production has been widening at a faster pace in India as well as abroad. If you love cooking, if you are passionate about and also enjoy working and interacting with people, innovative food production and catering can be a great career for you. Food is important to the success of any party, marriage, or any celebration for that matter, and this has boosted the career prospects in food production and catering. Aspirants who strive for a career in the food production and catering industry can get ample opportunities to work in India as well as abroad. So, what are you waiting for? Come and join us at NIHM Vasai. Thank you.
Hello, my dear friends. My name is Vijit Fernandez, and I'm a housekeeping lecturer in National Institute of Hospitality Management. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to tell you something about housekeeping department. So, what is housekeeping department? Housekeeping department is basically called as the heart of the hotel. Now, why it is called as heart of the hotel? It is called as the heart of the hotel because it deals with doing the cleaning and maintenance of the hotel property and giving courteous service to the guest, whether the guest is in the room or whether the guest is in the lobby or whether the guest is there in a swimming pool area or any part of the hotel. So housekeeping basically deals with the cleaning and maintenance of the property. Now, what are the career options which are available in the housekeeping department? With the help of housekeeping as your career option, you can make or you can create your career in any of the hospitality industry, that is in the restaurants, in five-star hotels, on cruise liners, in pubs, in casinos. You can travel on the land, you can travel on the cruises, you can travel in the air. Basically, housekeeping is required everywhere. So there are plenty of career options which are available in housekeeping department. From NIHM, I wish you all the best. Thank you. Hello.
Hello students, my name is Srishti Vinodkar. I am faculty of front office at NIHM Vasai. Speaking about front office department shortly, front office department is one of the many departments which deals with the hotel customers, and it's not only the department which deals with the hotel customers, but it's also a very important department as it is a face of the hotel. Whenever you go to any hotel, you will see a person coming to greet you and tell you about the hotel. That's the front office department, of course. And here at NIHM, we teach you how to be the best front office department professional, and also not with the practicals we do, but also with the trainings we give in. So hope to see you soon as an NIHM student. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I am Fanny and I am a bakery and pastry lecturer with National Institute of Hospitality Management, Vasai. Talking about my department, just like the main kitchen, bakery is divided into two broad sections, that is bakery and pastry. Bakery is a hot section where all the breads, cakes, cookies and hot desserts production are done here, where pastry on the other hand is a cold section where the temperature is controlled, as this section deals with eggs, dairy products, chocolates and other high-risk food items that need to be protected from bacterial contamination. There is a specialized section in the pastry that is the chocolate room. All the work related to chocolates such as chocolate garnishes, room amenities and showpieces for display are done here. There are many people who are in two minds which profession to choose to make the career. I must tell you, securing a career in bakery and pastry art is a decision you would never regret. After all, baking is a profession with plenty of flexibility, creativity, and promising future. Now, talking about the career options available after finishing a course in bakery and confectionery, there are plenty of opportunities or options available. First, you can become a baker with one of the bakery in star hotels in India or in abroad. You can get into cruise liner as a baker or even in airlines as well. B. You can become a cake decorator or you can even become a pastry chef with one of the star hotels in India or in abroad, or you can get into cruise liners or you can get into airlines as well. Last but not the least, you can even become an entrepreneur. You can start up your own business, you can start up your own bakery. So, are you looking to start a career as a baker? NIHM is one of the best colleges in India that offers a diploma in bakery and pastry art program that can give you the skills you need to embark on a successful baking career. Thank you.
Hi, by now you have got a fair idea of hotel management as a career. You have listened to all the faculties who have talked about all the 5 core areas of hotel management. Now the question arises, why NIHM? How are we different from other institutes? Besides having experienced faculties, state-of-the-art infrastructure, well-equipped labs for all 5 core areas of hotel management, we at NIHM focuses on shaping up the career of each and every student. For us, every student is special. He possesses unique traits, have strengths, have different aspirations. Accordingly, we try to groom them for their better future. We have a very strong industry connect, not only in India but globally. Emphasis on global perspective. We have a lot of webinars which keeps on happening with professionals across the globe. We have close association with celebrity chefs, business heads of star hotels. What does this mean? Learning from the experts. Real hands-on skill development by experts from the industry. We focus on entrepreneurship. This is the future. Emphasis on latest trends, wherein learners keep updated about changes happening within the industry and lot more. So what are you waiting for? Come to NIHM and start your journey.
Hello everyone, I am Ambili Nair from NIHM. As you've already heard our professors talk about the different subjects offered under hotel management, I'm sure all the 12 pass outs who are aspiring to pursue career in hotel management would have benefited out of it. Not only that, it will help you to boost the confidence and work on your strength so that you are ready to decide before entering a hotel or a restaurant that what would be your right choice. As our co-director, Mr. Ashu Agarwal, has already highlighted what NIHM has to offer, which started last year, the promise of imparting top quality education with good training and industry placements in India and globally. I would like to highlight about our another co-director, Chef Prashant Jiwala. He is coming from the industry with more than 20 years of experience working across 5-star properties and A-brand restaurants. Not only that, he has ventured into his own business, that is, into hospitality consulting, where he helps his clients open their restaurants, hotels, various food models in India and globally. With his persistent will to learn about what is the current trends in hospitality, his close connects with people in the industry, and his ability to place students across different domains in India and globally, NIHM has to offer something unique in terms of platform for students to learn. We want to eradicate the gap that's between the education industry and the current industry demands. And that is what we are looking to offer at NIHM. So here I welcome all the candidates who are aspiring for a bright future in hospitality to join NIHM and make the right decision. Wish you all the best and looking forward to seeing you at NIHM. Take care.
So that was all about us. That was all about National Institute of Hospitality Management. It started with a vision of providing quality education to all the aspiring students who wanted to take hotel management as a career path. And we were successful in bringing down NIHM to you 1 year ago. It has been already 1 year. And today, again, in this point of moment, when we have our batch of 12th standard students who have passed out already and are trying to and are looking for options as a career, we at NIHM wanted to give you the right information about how hotel management can be useful, how it is a good career choice for shaping your future. So we have with us a guest today who, again, be doing hotel management. You can get into anything, get into cruise liners and hotels and everything. And teaching is another, it's one of the things which you can again adopt after doing hotel management. And a guest has just done it that way. He is the lecturer at the leading and one of the best culinary and business management schools in the world, Le Cordon Bleu. I warmly welcome Nitin Radhakrishnan here, who will be sharing his views, his insights about hotel management. Why is hotel management the right career choice, and what students should, aspire to be in the future? What qualities they should have while choosing the career path. So, Nitin, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Prashant. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, Nitin, can you, share with all our viewers here how your journey has been so far, and your career path, and you finally joining the world's best culinary school in the world?
It's a long story short, but it's almost 20 years that I spent my time in the wider hospitality industry and education. For the last 7 years, I'm in education, engaged in hospitality and the teaching side of it. But almost 12 years prior to that, I had the opportunity to work with different hospitality companies, which included luxury hotels, corporate hotel groups, and also independent hotel group. I graduated from IHM in India, in Kovalam, where you were a batchmate. That's why there's a connection here. We graduated in 2000, and I got an opportunity to come to Switzerland for a scientific studies. At that time, I was supposed to join Leela's at that time, but then I just chose the route to go to Switzerland. And soon after graduating from the 6 months in the certificate studies, what I did there, I got a job at the Dole de Grand Hotel in Zurich, which was supposed to be one of the top hotels in Europe at that time, where I was doing my training in food and beverage area. And I started working there. And soon after that time, I got an opportunity for a transfer to London at the Savoy Hotel, again, one of the iconic institution when you look into hospitality, the hospitality world. I worked almost 2 years at the Savoy, and I spent times in both the beverages area, the Thames Foyer, which is famous for its afternoon tea, and also in the River Restaurant, which was pretty much one of the most talked about restaurant in London at that time. And then after while I was there, I got an opportunity to represent Savoy for a young waiter competition while I was at Savoy. So I
Wow.
represented the Savoy group. At that time, it was a group of 5 institutions. One was the Maidman Hotel, the Berkeley, the Claridge's. These were the top institutions within the Savoy group. So I represented them, although I didn't win. I was the regional finalist in London, which gave me a bit of a initiation into the larger beverage side of it. So I got an opportunity to train at the American bar at the Savoy, where quite a lot of long-standing cocktail bars, if you look at it in the country, was there, and quite a lot of drinks has been made in that particular bar. Once I got a bit of a hang of it, I just thought I need to get into a corporate hotel group, and that's one of the options came around with the Marriott Hotel. So I joined as a bar manager at the Marriott, and then I spent 7 years with the Marriott, with the entire group, taking over different positions from assistant food and beverage manager, I was also in the conference and events. And during that time, 2008, I would say recession, there was a bit of a restructuring happening in my lifetime, and I'm pretty sure we both share the same period of career. There's 3 recessions. One was the 2001 World Trade Center, the terrorist attack. Then in 2008, we had the credit crunch, and now the COVID situation. But I was one of the casualties for the redundancy in 2007. But again, it was happened, and there was an opportunity again which came through, because you always say that there is always opportunities in disruption, and pretty much I am one of those lucky ones who probably came out of that disruption in a very positive note. So I got an opportunity to open up a 5-star hotel in London, in St. Paul's, one of the largest openings. It was a 440-room hotel. I was in charge of the food and beverage areas with a very good turnover. It was £12 million turnover with almost
that's great.
8 F&B outlets. And I did the opening, and then I just realized that I need to retrain myself. And that's when I initially started as a chef. Probably you and me, we at one point of time, we were looking into the chefing, and you continued with your passion, but I just deflected from that and went into the other side of the service. But I wanted to get into operation side. For that, I need to know rooms. Rooms is one of those crucial area where you understand the dynamics of how to make money in an institution, and that is where the chunk of money comes in as well. But food and beverage adds value to it. So I made it clear that after the successful opening of the food and beverage area, I would like to go into operation side of the managing the hotels. And as promised, they transferred me to one of the sister hotels in Tower Bridge, which was quite an iconic place. And this is where I retrained myself from an F&B professional to a room-oriented person. So I did almost 3 years. I did reservations, reception, business management, revenue, yield, and all these areas. And after a good exposure, I was promoted to the operations manager of the hotel, reporting to the GM. And it was a very stunning operation. And during that time, that particular hotel and the group was entrusted with huge accounts from the London Olympics during that time, 2012 London Olympics. As you all know, probably London Olympics is, or any Olympics for that matter, is one of the world's largest peacetime events. And to manage it requires a lot of steadfast organizational skills and also a lot of hard work into it. So during that time, we were looking into the International Olympic Committee and International Paralympic Committee. The whole teams were there, and I was looking after one of the projects for almost 18 months. And during this time, I had a lot of input into the full operational aspects of it, and I was just working straight out. But at the same time, I also was very keen in training and development. And during those times, I used to do some lectures in different hotel schools all over Europe at that time. And during one of the guest lectures, just after Olympics, one of the deans from Cesar Reyes College asked me whether he would like to take a bit of a career change to education. And that was a time once Olympics was finished, I didn't have anything much to do. And then I thought, why not get into education? Let's see how it goes. So I kind of based myself in Switzerland, but I was also based in London. But I came to a mutual conclusion that I will stay there for 2 days. And it was a bit of a travel. For 2 years, I did that. Gotten a lot of experiences, and I learned a lot. And then in 2015, I started with Cordon Bleu. They were opening up new programs and management programs and things like this. And I looked, well, it's just 5 years now. I've never stayed in a job for more than 5 years, and this is the first time I'm in one role for 5 years, and I'm still questioning, but I'm really enjoying it. I also look after the industry relations for the Cordon Bleu. And to give you an overview of Cordon Bleu, it was established in 1895 in Paris and is one of the oldest hospitality schools in the world. And there's almost 20,000 students graduating every year. And this year, we are marking the 125th anniversary. So this is where I am at and how my journey came around.
That's really great, man. To see how your career path was and how you are right now, and it's a privilege even for us right now here at sitting here in Mumbai and chatting with you and getting your insights. It's really amazing. We are really privileged to have you here on this forum, talking to us, and also certain questions which will be there for you to guide students to opt for this hotel management as a career path. Okay, so I think let's start this question Q&A session by a very simple and the basic question in your terms, how it is and what it should be. So what is hotel management, and why is it considered to be the most sought after career path?
Very difficult to narrow it down to what a hotel management it is. But then, if you ask me, it is it's a subset of a larger industry of tourism. How you manage different pieces of business, and there is a myriad of businesses around, which include restaurants, hotels, bars. There is opportunities within the larger hospitality area, including hospitality management, service management. And to operate this, you need a very good understanding of the resources and needs to be customer driven. And I would say the study of this was kind of understanding people and how you relate this communication and how you relate your networks into a very good structured way of dealing with people in a very diplomatic way and ensuring that the processes are done, which ensures also good profitability for the owners and also for the customers. When customers comes in fact, we are all customers in one way or the other. What we look at is whether we are satisfied at the end of the day after paying a certain amount of money for what you have a good value. So for me, hotel management is that study which kind of navigates through to ensure that level of customer success, be it in any related wider industry of hospitality, which could be hotels, it could be restaurants, it could be other tourism sectors. So it's a larger talk, but then we don't have enough time to kind of go into the details. But why it is a very a career which can be probably taken into a different aspect, it is one of those careers which has the ability to transfer the skills without much of an issue. Now, if you look at probably India as a country, and we as global citizens, we can say that, we are looking at a changing dynamics of industries happening. Look at the time right now. We always talk about present and, of course, what's going to be the future. But then if you look at the present, we are in a crisis, which we all know about, and it's not a new thing. It is the new normal, which is going to be embraced. And, of course, the industry has pretty much been affected by it. But if you look at any other industry which has come around, and historically, if you look at any events of disruption, the hotel management area or the areas within the larger areas of services, if I can say, is one of those industries which will offer options, not necessarily in one field of particular domain, but it can be pretty much translated into, for example, banking. Just to give you an example, we studied in 2000. If you look at how many of the graduates, we had almost around 150 students probably graduating in the year 2000.
Yeah.
If you ask me how many of them are still with hotels, probably 10%. The rest of the 90% of the graduates is now probably doing very well in the field of banking, in the field of insurance, in the field of retail management. So what has made them, if you ask any of them, what has made them successful, it is probably that education what we got in IHM and the larger areas of hotel management, where we kind of roll up our sleeves and just get into different aspects of the four operational areas, and then how we transport the skills in terms of customer engagement, in terms of managerial way of dealing with things, understanding the financial element of it. So it is one of the transferable skill set what you kind of attain, which can be used as a platform to get into some other larger industries. So it's not just limited to hotel management, but you can kind of get your scope into a very larger picture here.
Exactly, very rightly said, Nitin. 20 years ago, people had a mindset when someone like you or me would have done hotel management at that time, and so everybody would have thought he's either going to be a waiter or he's going to be a cook in somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
that was a mindset 20 years ago, and post that, hospitality industry has come such a long way that we have seen with our own, batchmates, someone being a vice president for Asia Pacific, for Citibank or for MasterCard, or into insurance, as you said. There are a lot more others, fields which they have, diversified themselves and changed their track from being in a hotel and to also go into different other service sectors which are there. So the option available, after you get your 3 years of basic B.Sc degree in hotel management, there's still scope of any student or any candidate to also opt for some other service sector other than hotels, and he can grow himself in that sector himself.
And the industry has evolved over a period of time in a very mega way. Just to give you a side example, we know about a company called Marriott. I'm just giving an example of a Marriott purely because I work there. And if you look at the scope in India, Marriott, we know about as one company, but not many people know that it has got 16 brands right now in India. And if you look at internationally, there's almost 30 brands of Marriott, which offers different levels of luxury and different levels of opportunities. And with these, the different positions which comes around is probably innumerable as well. So
Exactly.
It has evolved over a period of time.
Yeah, that's very true. Hospitality has come a long way from where we were at that point of time, for sure. So the student or the candidate who's opting this career, I think he has more than many options to choose from once he's through with his course. Yeah, and
Correct.
one being doing a 3-year degree course with NIHM maybe, and pursuing his higher diploma with Le Cordon Bleu in UK.
Yeah, well, there is a lot of students who come over from India after graduating to just probably kind of get a bit more in-depth knowledge about the technicality of it. There's a lot of students who come over historically.
So yes, there is scope for it, right? So what do you think about the scope of with the current situation? And we sure know it's going to go down. It's not going to be the same always. Things are going to return to normal. maybe not this year, or maybe of course for next year for sure. What do you think are scopes of students who want to pursue a higher diploma, or fine tune their skill set after they complete this degree courses here?
See, Prashant, I think from my opinion and from what I am seeing from the industry, how it is going, it is a global phenomenon right now. So one thing is a common denominator is it has happened throughout the world, this particular COVID situation. And we all know that it's not going to be the levels of business what we see or what we have seen pre-COVID, that is until 2019. However, saying that, there's going to be a huge tectonic shift in terms of how the consumption is going to be. When I say consumption of services. Now, there will be a bit of a percentile changes in employment and revenue stream and all those things coming in. But barring that, one of the things which is kind of a staple and one of those ingredients we definitely need for survival is food. And food will become pretty much one of those inspiring factors for anybody to kind of look into for things which needs to be consumed in a very defined or probably in a very diverse way. Now, if you look at what I'm seeing here at this moment, and it will be pretty much very much common in other parts of the world too, is that the food retail market has been strong if you compare to any other industries, and it's been never ever been that stronger. Okay, so dining out is a concept which we all used to, and over the last few years and few decades, people have always gone into the restaurants. They want experiences, and these experiences are now probably going to kind of curve down because, of course, we don't have the confidence to get into the outside, probably health, safety. These are the factors which will be coming around. But then, what is going to change around is the dining in sector. When I say dining in, is probably enjoying your food at the comforts of your home. But then, how many people would like to have the same food at the same time or throughout the days? And you need changes. And in that respect, one of the conditioning which will happen is probably the options of a dining facility where takeaways will come in. And we've already seen the online digital engines like Uber and Zomato, I believe, and Deliveroo. There is quite a few delivery engines which comes into aid for the delivery. And also the retail aspect of it kind of going around, completely different.
Yeah.
We'll also see a lot of localization. And when I say localization, the neighborhood areas will get a bit more bigger. The cities might have a bit of an impact right now, but that is probably going to go maybe another 12 months. Once a vaccine comes around, of course, the confidence level will go up. The trades will have to come back because it will come back. It has to come back. Otherwise, pretty much every industry is connected. In fact, the consumption is connected through different means and measures. So the opportunities will come around. But the only thing will be the landscape will be slightly changing, where your experiences will be pretty much defined rather than a kind of a package which comes in.
Yeah.
Because what happened before is that you had so much options and there was a huge competition coming in. And with this competition, it becomes very much narrower for a consumer to choose what it is. And with that regard, pretty much the profitability of the business has probably gone down because of the fierce competition. But now, anybody who is getting into the business, they are very serious contenders of it, and they would like to do it in a very defined way. And with that, you will have to come up with some options, probably in terms of the customers, the kind of processes. The processes are the one which will probably change the way how we kind of connect with. And in there will be the opportunities for new careers. I'm talking about technological infusion. We are talking about different augmented reality or AI coming into hospitality. So we are looking at other aspects of careers which will probably come along with side by side of financial, technological, and other hospitality-related areas. Too early to say what exactly will be the shaping up of it, but I always believe that there will be a lot of innovations in this kind of disruptions, and these innovations will probably lead to a bit more defined market and bit more stability and probably a much more options of potentials for any future workforce, and especially young workforce. And I think right now, the young workforce who comes in will be pretty much shaped to kind of deal with those immediate changes, and they will probably embrace it much better than probably the older generation or the generation which they used to kind of have different dealings of businesses. So there's a good advantages and disadvantages, but I'm not able to kind of tell you what is the proper distinction. But I always feel that with these things, the processes will change, and this will lead to opportunities.
Yeah, I think the same as well. There are opportunities. There will be opportunities for sure, but how, that only time will tell. It's like just as you said, people need to have food. People will travel for business. People need to stay. So
Yeah.
in what manner, that time will tell. But surely hospitality is going to come back for sure. So that's what I wanted to also convey this to the people listening to us right now, that be it tourism and hospitality, let it be the worst hit, but we are just retired hurt. That's what I say. We are not out yet. We'll come back and back.
Just to kind of top up, the technological kind of infusion I was talking about. If you look at logistics, if you look at procurement, if you look at supply chain, there's a lot of efficiency is going to be happening in this area, and these are areas of new opportunities. Cost modeling, the menu costing, bookings, reservations. If we already seen a disruption with online travel agents, just to give you an example, but then we will see a bit more of an impact through a different platform through mobile technology. And this is already there, but it was always a good thing to have. A good mobile app is great, but now it is a must, and it will have, and contactless technologies will have to come into shape.
Just as in hotels, 5-star hotels like Oberoi, Marriott, there was always sanitizing your hands happening. There was always training about sanitize your hands, wash your hands with soap, then sterilium every 2 hours. Now it's come into effect, right? Earlier they used to say it as part of training programs. Now it's a must. Everybody's
it's a
using
compliance.
it. Yeah. So I'm sure things will move on pretty good, and I'm sure things will come back soon. Okay. Going back to students' point of view, so what do you think are the key elements that the students should consider while selecting any institute for hotel management?
Well, you need to look into what are the facilities they offer, how's the academic team, what are the kind of training and development which you need to be looking at, and the people associated with it, whether they have a networking within the institution. Now, for example, I'm just talking about you as a person. When we graduated, you are one of the few people who got into the Oberoi Center of Learning and Development at that time. And being a management trainee of OCLD is just not a kind of a easy game. To get into it, you're competing against probably thousands of people, and where I don't know. I imagine it's still the same. Probably around 10 to 12 students in one cohort.
Yeah. Still the same.
So, you're getting a creme de la creme of the students from the best of India's colleges, and then getting that training and development and the networking. What you have will probably eventually get into a way where you can build partnerships along with the contacts you build in, and the curriculum. And in terms of what kind of partnerships do they have with external education and other operators who endorses the kind of education what you get. And end of the day, it is about making yourself into the ladder. Any institution, whichever you study, it gives you a foundation, and that foundation needs to be quite strong in terms of the academics, in terms of the networking, what they can give it to you, in terms of the academics. But then, what it comes to you is to just take that learning and take it to the next level, possibly by being a bit more adventurous, going around and getting immersed in rich history of different localities, different cities, and gaining experience. And this is one of those fields. And I always say, you're in a career where there is always lifelong learning. And once you get the base, it's easier. And you need to find the place or an institution which gives you that base. And that needs to be researched.
Yeah, Nitin, at NIHM, I always say, like, when you have started school and nursery and kindergarten, it's always, when you go to a PTA meeting, and teacher always says, for the child, the school, your house is the first school. Your learning has already started. So that's why I tell my team at NIHM, so whoever the student is coming on board for pursuing hotel management, our school is their first home for hospitality. What they learn here is what they're going to replicate outside into the industry. And I always believe our vision of NIHM is that we want to give them the right education, the right kind of exposure in the right place with the right brand of be it hotel in India or globally. They should see what's happening in the industry, which is according to the current trends. Bookish knowledge, studying according to syllabus is one thing. Getting yourself, known to what is happening in the industry is another. So you need to balance both out, and that's what NIHM does.
That's good. Good to know. But also now, in this day and age, we need to be quickly able to adapt to the new world, or the new normal, what we say. The ability to do into blended learning and things like this are something of a norm now, which you need to be able to quickly adapt. And I think probably you might have already done it by now, and I've seen few activities which have been done. So this is something which you need to be able to kind of look into for whichever students who are very much getting into this profession.
Yeah, so one such thing which we have been part of is our association with JW Marriott Jakarta, which we associated with them for online training for all the core subjects, and getting our students and aspiring students to understand what is the current international standards, the trends, and what's a new normal. How are the operations going to be in a 5-star hotel in the new normal? So we just finished that session yesterday, and looking for more associations like that with them for the future as well. So this is part of something which we are looking at, so that our students are well connected with what's happening nationally as well as on a global standard as well.
That's great. That's great. All these connections and all this partnership with industry practitioners are one of the key things in terms of a learning for anybody. All the materials and theory is available, but then how do you complement and enrich with a practical exposure? That's the key thing you need to look into.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think? I think we have discussed this, but again, if you could share this again, what are the job prospects after the student completes the degree program, hotel management?
Mm-hmm. It is, the scope is, the world is your oyster. Pretty much. If you look at it, you can go into, Well, used to at one point of time. Airline was a very lucrative one to get into it, but I'm not sure about that anymore. But as I said to you, there is a lot of opportunities within procurement at this moment of time. Apart from the normal progressive careers within the hotel management, I'm not talking about the normal career progression or career path here.
Sure.
Of course, we do have hotels. You go into one area of maybe the front of house or back of house. When you say front of house, you can probably look into the areas of reception. You're looking at probably rooms division in general. But then in the back of house, you have also the kitchen, and you do have other ancillary departments which you don't kind of see. One area is finance. Finance is an absolutely amazing area. Sales and marketing, which probably gives a bit of an understanding of how to promote the place. But then digitally, there is a lot of new jobs coming around, especially if you look at reservations, the revenue management.
Yeah.
These are all lucrative careers, and careers which are very much focused on building up a very niche kind of a skill set. And once you get into it, it is pretty much that you have a lot of opportunities going. That is, I'm talking about hotel side of it. Then you have restaurant side of it. Then you have special skills like bar skills, which has been one of the area which has been developing for a long time. Especially the bartending, or what we call now the mixology area.
Yeah.
But when you look into the systems and procedures, procurement, as I said to you, you have so many systems which work in conjunction to make a particular place viable in terms of its success. You have engagement with the customers, you have engagement with suppliers. So there needs to be a lot of people who needs to get into these areas and facilitate this lucrative aspect of efficient control and systems being practiced. So there is a lot of options there. Then what I always say is, since you get a lot of transferable skills, you can get into any back office jobs or probably processing centers. And with what I know, India is one of the destinations where there's a lot of FDIs happening. There's a lot of foreign direct investments coming around. And with this, there will be a lot of options in manufacturing, distribution, and all these professions, they don't have a very structured way of teaching a particular career, a degree for these careers. They look at people who have varied kind of skill set. And when I look at it, and when I see a CV from a hotel graduate, I will probably naturally inclined to get those because they are very much pliable. Because in the 3 years of the training, what you get in a hotel school, you pretty much is ready to roll up your sleeves and probably do any dirty work. Any work which needs not a skill set, but attitude.
Exactly.
And this attitude and the passion is the one which probably kind of distinguishes a hotel graduate to any other graduates. So they embrace it just hands-on and face the problem. And for that matter, world is an oyster.
Yeah, you totally nailed that point. Attitude is what makes it. I think you also made it very clear, and it was very right in saying that whoever goes through this 3 years program for degree goes into training, into any 5-star hotel, goes into all the departments. Be it sales and marketing, be it banqueting, be it kitchen, service, the various attributes which a child learns in all this training and being in the institute, organizing maybe a kind of a food festival, going around for sponsorships. That's all make up his attitude. A lot of things like social skills comes in. He gains a lot from it. More
and organizational skills.
Exactly.
A lot of organizational skills come in, especially when you do an event. For example, you do a food festival. The kind of elements of things which you need to kind of look into, right from, as you rightly said, about marketing in terms of production, menu planning, selling of the tickets and marketing and all this thing. If you look at it, you're gaining a very valuable organization skills.
Exactly. And that makes what a professional is, when he gets into the industry, and just like you said, ready to roll up his sleeves and, get into whatever we can get him to do. Okay.
Correct.
So, following that, what do you think in your, views that how a strong base as early as pursuing during the 3-year course, how does it help a candidate or student become a very successful professional? What are your views on that?
It's something which you cannot kind of give a one-word answer or something which can be narrowed down. But I would say once you get a good training, it's a continuous state of transformation.
Yeah.
You need to embrace that, and you never stop learning. And I always say in this particular profession, it's a lifelong learning, like any other profession. But in here, you probably need to retrain yourself 2-3 years, and because you need to have so many operational knowledge. Once you get into that operational knowledge, then you can probably look into the management areas. Once you get into that management areas, you need to spend a considerable time to probably master those skills. And once you master that management skills, then again there is another transformation, probably to go into strategical roles. It could be probably, when I say management, I'm restricting it to a hotel. But then what if you want to manage multiple hotels? You need to go into a strategy area, and that's where you need to probably infuse yourself with a bit more management programs and strategic programs to enhance your knowledge on probably more in terms of finance, more in terms of managerial accounting or probably financial accounting, in terms of investors, how to look into investor relations. So it's one of those areas where you will not be able to master anything, but you need to transform throughout. And in this profession, you need to be a jack of all trades. And once you attain that, once you get that exposure, pretty much you define yourself in terms of what you are capable of. And for that reason, I can never tell you when you become successful, because you are always in that process. And the moment you become successful, and you feel that if you're successful, then that probably would be a wrong thing to do, because it needs to be continuous state. And that's the reason why I said it should be a continuous state of transformation, and you can never stop.
True. That's very true, Nitin. Totally agree with that. I guess, I've taken enough of your time here. I think I thank from my team and faculty and students, all I hope, and people and students who are aspiring to take this as a career path. I hope they have listened and seen us chatting about the goods of about the hotel management and it as a career path, right career choice. I thank you very much for taking this time out for us, Nitin, and surely I think we will connect back very soon. Enjoy your 2-week break. I think you really deserve it. Okay, and I was lucky to catch you at the right time before you went on that 2-week break. So thank you. Take care and stay safe, Nitin.
Thank you very much again, Prashant. Stay safe, all of you who was listening.
Thank you.
Good luck, and wish you all the prospects in the career.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, people who have been, listening to us, we had the lecture of the Le Cordon Bleu, which is one of the world's leading hospitality schools in London, and our views and his views about why to choose hotel management as the right career path. So, if you have any doubts or inquiries, we at NIHM are open from 9 to 1 every day except weekends, or you can surely call us on the numbers given on our website or on the Facebook page. We'll help to console you and tell you more about how and how you can join NIHM for a better future. Thank you everyone for joining us here, and but stay tuned with NIHM because we will be back with more webinars, live demos from around the globe. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.